But I'm starting to see why you call them keys. They're unlocking how LLMs think and reason.
That's a good way to put it.
But with all these different attention heads, each with their own functions, how do they work together to make a coherent result?
That's the million-dollar question, really. That's what makes LLMs so fascinating.
Yeah.
It's not just about each head doing its own thing.
Right.
It's about how they collaborate, how they talk to each other to achieve a common goal.
So it's like a team effort, like a symphony.
Exactly.
Where different instruments play together to make this, like, harmonious sound.
Exactly. And just like in a symphony where different sections have their own roles,
Right.
different attention heads contribute to the overall reasoning process.
This is blowing my mind. But how do researchers study this collaboration? How can they see those interactions?
They use a bunch of techniques, but one interesting one is making information flow graphs.
Information flow graphs.
Yeah, it's kind of like a map of the LLM's internal reasoning, showing how information moves between the different attention heads as they solve a problem.
So they're mapping out the LLM's mind.
Kinda, yeah.
Incredible.
It is.
Well, this has been a fascinating exploration, expert speaker.
Yeah, it has.
We've gone from libraries and chambers to research methods and information flow graphs.
A lot to cover.
But I want to learn more about these specific types of attention heads. What are their names? What can they do? What secrets do they hold?
You want to unlock those secrets?
I do.
Let's do it.
Awesome.
Okay, so let's get into the specifics of these attention heads. Imagine each one as a unique entity, a spirit in the vast network of the LLM. First, we have the memory head.
Okay, the memory head.
Yeah, like a wise sage, in the deepest part of the LLM's library. When there's a problem, the memory head whispers knowledge,
Okay.
retrieving information from its memory.
So it's not just remembering, it's knowing what's relevant.
Exactly. The memory head is triggered by, cues in the input, the question or the task.
Oh, I see.
It's a connection between the present and all that knowledge the LLM has.
That's amazing. What other attention heads are there?
Okay, next, let's go to in-context identification.
In-context identification.
Where language is understood. Here we find the syntactic head.
Syntactic head.
A real grammarian, parsing sentence structure, identifying subjects, objects, verbs, make sure the LLM gets the grammar rules.
So it's like a grammar checker?
Yeah, you could say that. Like an ancient scribe deciphering an ancient scroll.
Okay, so make sure the LLM doesn't mess up the grammar. But what about understanding the meaning? The deeper message?
That's where we meet the semantic induction head.
Semantic induction.
This one's all about symbolism, hidden meanings. It looks at the relationships between words, deciphering analogies, metaphors, all the nuances of language.
So they're like unveiling the hidden code of language.
Exactly.
Cool.
All right, now let's venture into latent reasoning.
Latent reasoning.
The realm of logic and inference.
Okay.
Here we have the induction head.
Induction head.
Master of patterns and deductions. It learns from examples, identifies patterns, and applies them.
So it's learning and adapting. That's incredible.
It is.
But are there any limits to these heads? Can they be tricked?
That's a good question. And actually, yes.
Oh.
In this realm of reasoning, there's also the vulnerable head, susceptible to being misled.
So there's a weakness.
Kinda, yeah. A crack in the armor.
That's a little unsettling, so we can't trust these AI systems completely.
Well, understanding these vulnerabilities is crucial for building more robust AI, like knowing the weak points of the fortress.
So we can reinforce them.
Exactly.
Protect against attacks. What other heads are there?
As the LLM gets ready to express its insights, we find the amplification head, a herald of confidence.
Okay.
It boosts the signal of the most likely answer, makes the response clear.
So it's like refining the answer.
Exactly, like a mystical amplifier,
Yeah.
bringing the conclusions into focus.
So it's evaluating its own reasoning,
Yeah,
highlighting the best solution.
exactly. It shows how complex these systems really are.
Yeah.
They're not just following instructions. It's this dynamic process of knowledge and reasoning.
This is mind-blowing. But with all these different heads, with their different functions, how do they work together? Is there some kind of conductor?
That's where collaboration comes in. Researchers are finding that these attention heads don't work alone. They're constantly communicating, exchanging information like whispers between scholars in a library.
So it's a team effort.
Absolutely, a collaborative dance of knowledge and reasoning.